Namaskar. We would like to welcome you all on behalf of Independent Research Ethics Society, AYUSH Samriddhi International Webinar Series, and at present our topic is Broadcast Unique Techniques. Ultimately, our aim is to relate every day with our health or Ayush. So this is our effort to make a common bridge between social issues, social achievements, and our health and Ayush. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining. And I would like to communicate my best regards to Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee and Dr. Sakat Kumar Basuji. Welcome. Welcome both the speakers. Welcome. I would like, without wasting much time, I would like to invite Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee Madam. Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee Madam. Welcome. Now time is yours.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank
Welcome.
you for giving me another opportunity to attend this very nice topic, the broadcast. Broadcast Day is celebrated all over the world, and this broadcast day has been initiated prior to the 19th century. So, why this broadcast and why broadcasting is very essential for us for this daily livelihood sustainability? So basically, we know everything through the broadcast process, and broadcasting is a fact that where we are engaging ourselves in all and every respect, and where it is like the people should know from the interior part of the villages, from remote sensing side, from the parts, the rural India, the rural side, each and every part of the rurality, where the remote sensing areas are also related to this broadcast situation. This broadcast situation is very interesting because, where we are not getting any kinds of benefit and any kinds of any sustainability or any awareness or any kinds of new rules, regulations, the medicinal effect, the health effect, then educational status, educational point of view, we don't know anything regarding the fact. So we can also broadcast through the community participation, through the radio and for the television, for the programming, then miking, all are the broadcasting situation. Here, before the television invention, there was a radio system. The radio system, it is the very interesting because if someone has the economically strengthened, they have a one radio and they can circulate and they can sit in the Anganwadi or the community hall. So all can hear, listen the news. So, or at the same time, those who cannot understand the news, the languages or any problem, there is a broadcasting man who can circulate the news in front of the older people like this, the aged people. They can sit in between them and they can deliver and they can make them understand to what is the news. So that's why they can get the knowledge and they can acquire knowledge and they can participate in their day-to-day life and they can implement this knowledge by their day-to-day life. So this broadcasting situation is that's why it is very important part of the daily life, like the act. If there is any act has been implemented or any rules regulation whatever, so people those who are residing in dense forest or the remote sensing area, they don't have any ideas regarding it, but they are taking participation in that case. So when they are taking participation, so how they know? Because they become the law offender, though the law is implemented on them, but they have no knowledge. So innocent subsequently they become the law offender, and at the same time they are getting the punishment, but they don't know regarding the law. When it has been implemented, when it has been enacted, they have no idea about it. It's like the forest act or forest law, I'm telling. In case of the road law, in case of river law, the ocean law, there are so many types of law has been implemented, but for whom it has been implemented, they don't know anything. So this way we can say that our system and our awareness generating program is very essential for our part, and we can develop our sensation and we can develop our consciousness through this the broadcasting message. If there is a broadcasting message, then we can aware about it, and this broadcasting should be reached to the each and every corner of the country, each and every parts of the country, and each and every people of the country, because we are living in a democratic society. We are for the people, we are by the people. So broadcasting is very important part of our life. At the same way, in the healthcare pattern, where there is no types of medicine, there is no system. We have witnessed this pandemic situation where there is no sensation, no medicines, no vaccination, nothing, the supportive system. Only the Ayush has given us this backbone, where we can take our care, where we can survive, and where we have been survive in our sensation, our stability, our achievement, everything. So that's why we can say that we can develop ourselves with this broadcasting situation. So this broadcasting for the Ayush, for the allopathic, for the healthcare system, for the education system, for the socio-economic parameters, for socio-cultural, socio-religious, socio-political, every aspects of our life is depending upon the broadcasting. And broadcasting is a very scientific approach for our part and for our daily livelihood sustenance. Then we can survive and we can live very actively, very nicely. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me such an opportunity for this auspicious day and this auspicious topic. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much for your kind words. Now I would like to request Dr. Sekat Kumar Basu for his blessings on the topic. Dr. Sekat Kumar Basu, welcome. Dr. Sekat Kumar Basuji, am I audible to you? Sekat ji, if anybody would like to add anything on this new topic, broadcast, how broadcast will be effective or supportive for our Ayush, for Ayurveda.
Has he joined?
Yes, he has joined, but I hope I am not able to communicate. He
Okay, I'm
has
just
joined.
calling. I'm calling him.
Sekat ji, namaskar. Dr. Sekat Kumar Basu ji.
I have called him, but his phone is engaged. He is busy with another call.
Hello.
Welcome,
Hello.
welcome,
Hello,
Dr.
Sharmaji. Yes, yes, yes. No, I saw Madam was trying to call me. I missed the time and stuff. So can I start now? शर्मा जी शुरू कर दूं? Hello.
जी हाँ, जी हाँ, जी हाँ.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam. It's a pleasure to be on this platform and talking about the broadcast part. Uh, truly speaking, the broadcasting has gone away a little bit distance from our regular life. The radio is not a part of our life as it used to be maybe 20 years back. When I was a child, how radio was a part of our life, it is no longer the same thing. It has constantly transformed and changed in the sense that we now have the television has taken over. There are hundreds and thousands of channels that are taken over. And with the era of smartphone, communication over the world and our source of entertainment has changed. If you look into our movies and cinema and things like that, if today I am visiting a cinema hall, maybe the first 2 or 3 days you will be finding all the seats are occupied. No longer whether it is Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, or it is an art movie, you will see after a week or even 10 days, you will be surprised how these halls are running, because a ticket which costs 300, 350 rupees for people to go, you will see 20 or 22 people are sitting there, and that also college students. So because it is too expensive now to go to the halls, our lifestyles have changed. You can enjoy movies on the OTP platform at a minimal rate. There is Netflix and various other vendors of movies that are available. I do not think that this movie industry, the way it runs on the cinema theaters, is going to run in the next 10 years. There will be hundreds and thousands of movie theaters have closed around India and around the world, and hundreds and thousands more will be closed. And observe the movie industry will be there. There will be definitely movies, but the way we are watching them in the theaters and stuff will be completely gone, because it is a lost trade. Technology has completely shifted. People have completely lost their interest in it. Similar is case for radio, that when there was no competition from other media and there was only a print media called newspaper. Even from the connecting to the rural areas to the urban areas, radio used to be a great part of our source of an entertainment. It is a great part of having our news and stuff and things like that. We are all connected all throughout my childhood. I was more connected to radio than, of course, or through the television. But
ये 5-4 मिनट और करें.
But in today's world, because our technology has transformed drastically, platforms have changed, radio has lost its relevance and connectivity to a certain extent. But which radio is popular now? The FM channels. All over the world, FM channels are extremely popular. They are running the programs and stuff. Then why do you have a Akashvani? Because every government needs to maintain a radio station and a television station, not for doing entertainment programs. It is the official media source for the government to reach out to the people. You will see that whenever the prime minister, president gives in any country, they gives a press release or gives a formal lecture or gives a formal connection to the people. This is always on the national radio and the national televisions and other channels and stuff. They telecast or broadcast following the release on the national television and national radio. But having said that, since I extensively still today work with radios, I have seen that there is a strong audience of radio even to this day. If not in the urban areas, it is very much present in the rural areas. How? If you go into the rural areas, you will see most people are not going to the jobs, but they are working in the fields, they are working in the stables, they are working in the farms. It is the phone that they use. And also the old radio that we used to have is still there. When people are working in the field, those who cannot afford expensive phones, or those who cannot get easy internet access on wide fields and stuff where there are not much towers and stuff, they are dependent on the radios. They not only listen this for getting the music, interviews, and all kinds of entertainments like drama and everything, advertisement or something is happening. Even if you are working lonely in the field, this is your only source of communication. And it also provides valid information, like there is a warning for people who are fishing. Please don't go to the deep ocean right now because there is a storm approaching at such and such date and it's going to hit such and such coastal areas. A warning is released. That warning may not be very relevant for people of our origin who are living in the urban areas, where this warning means nothing. and we are not interested. But if you are living in the coastal areas, if you are associated with agricultural fields and crop production and other animal stay production, when the rain is coming, whether the bad weather is there, is extremely important for your business, because this is how you protect your crop. This is how you protect your animals, whether it's a poultry, whether it's a duckery, whether it's livestock. These information, weather pattern is extremely, extremely important for them. So I have seen that even there is a loss of hope for, or loss of place for the radio in the broad range, but the broadcast business is still there in sorts of entertainment for urban areas and for rural areas, and particularly for rural areas, the radio still serves. If you are going to a tea stall down there, if you're going to a sweet shop down there, you will still see that the radio is running. Whether this is an internet radio or a regular radio, that's a different issue. People may be changing to or switching to technology, but all the radio components are available and people still listen to them quite vigorously. They will listen to their cultural programs, they listen to their news programs and stuff. And on this extent, as Madam has been highlighting, that Ayush has a great much platform. On any particular day, Ayush has a much more appeal to the people in the rural area compared to those in the urban areas. People in the urban areas are biased. They are blessed because of better money, better education, better opportunities that they have get. A doctor is forefront, is easily available. If you have money, you can go to the private hospital. If not, there are government hospitals and stuff that you can go. There are homeopathic hospitals, Ayurvedic hospitals in every town and city, based on your choices, based on your preferences, based on how you have grown up. And if your family has always been following Ayurvedic medication, it is only a natural trend that you will go for Ayurvedic medication. If you are not used to this, you will go into something called homeopathic admission system and things like that. But we are more privileged in the urban areas, in any, like it's true for any country, that you have a lot of options, lot of medical treatment system, lot of doctors. But when you are in the rural areas, your life is restricted. The distance between the villages in some areas are huge. It is sometimes not even possible to go from one village to another because of obstruction. There may be mountains, there may be rivers in between, there may be extremely difficult terrain that one has to cross. Then how that people can get to know information that the government is releasing, or their sources of entertainment, even if you have seen in the foothills of the Himalayas, in the Himalayan region, in the northeastern region, even in the remote floodplains, or in the central and southern India, wherever I have gone, even in the remote desert areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat, if you go in and around the Thar, in many tribal communities and stuff, you will see that the villagers still listen to the radio. That's one of their primary sources of entertainment and news source and information from the government. Even from local release, where sometimes they are saying that there could be a bombing from the side of Pakistan and stuff, villagers needs to move away, move their valuables, take away from the border and stuff. These are immediately broadcasted to the local radios, or the military channels have access to special channels to reach out to the villagers and stuff. Or if you are in the mid-ocean, you are going for fishing and stuff, then you are reaching through the ham radio and other important emergency services. It's still a very, very relevant part. It has lost its total area at one point of time, but it is not extinct. And based on Ayush, I would say, as Madam has very nicely already illustrated and highlighted upon, it still can act as a very good way of stimulating discussion and engaging the rural areas. I have worked with Kolkata Akashvani, and they do a lot of Ayurvedic programs. I have participated in Ayurvedic programs where I have talked about the importance of medicinal plants, and the Ayurvedic doctors and practitioners who were there, they talked about treatment of various diseases and stuff, and how Ayurveda has evolved. So they do a series of programs and stuff on this day, and it's quite popular. They get hundreds and thousands of letters from the audience in snail mail, not just email, in snail mail, coming from the rural areas, asking for more programs and stuff and things like that. And I think it is at this juncture that Ayush has a very, very good opportunity to be disseminated through communication through the radio people. In ways I have seen, like working in the Akashvani, that people send about, no, like I am calling from this such a such district, we have a prevalence of these particular disease that is we are seeing, and things like that. What do they do in the next program? They bring in an expert from the Ayush platform, who is going to provide you a little bit guideline. Like they always suggest that try and get and reach some expert Ayush practitioner or an Ayurveda doctor close to your village, or if necessary, if it is too big treatment that is to be not to be available in the rural areas, you have to come to the town and cities and go to an Ayurvedic hospital. But at the same time, they give a first-hand information and a first-hand do's and don't do's, and at the same time, some medication guidelines, which is very appreciable. And then people I have seen send in appreciable letters and has asked for new diseases. And there has been a constant request, because I have been associated with this program with the Akashvani, they plan and program for various kind of other related challenges that think about, like we will do Ayurvedic programs, bringing Ayush doctors, having a special topic discuss. There was one that I participated was on the eye treatment, like how you can deal with eye related issues and what treatments are available, the common ailments that we see with case of eyes with respect to Ayurvedic treatment and things like that. So this is already there. What is not available, it is that it is only these Ayush is covered only under Akashvani, which means the government sources. But there are hundreds of other channels which are now operating, which are FM channels, and there are many private channels. In those channels, there are health programs there too, but I barely see, other than allopathic, any other system is being covered down there, because this FMs is directed mostly towards their bulk of their audience is from the rural areas. I do not, although it is available, like one can get the FM channel also in the rural areas, but their broad-based customers are rural. So the issues that they like taking up or the discussions they bring up is mostly urban-centric, and there are health programs down there, but there is a preponderance about allopathic medication down in there. Not much focus is given to any branch of Ayush. Forget about Ayurveda. This is, I think, at one important point that we as a platform need to reach out to this channel, also to explain them that we need to have Ayurvedic programs there. And once they start it, I am sure that there are a lot of people who will show interest, and they will get sponsorship, they will get this advertisement for their prime times and stuff. And there are many Ayurvedic medicinal companies too. If they run one or two of these for the 98.4, 98.3, all these famous popular FM channels, they have health programs. If there are Ayurvedic companies that are coming and what you call sponsoring few of their slots, they will be very happily interested in having a program on Ayurvedic practice with Ayurvedic practitioners highlighting on Ayush based treatments and things like that. Or it will be important for the government to make a rule that every channel, wherever they are covering, they'll also have to have an Ayush coverage. These are important aspects, particularly for the private channels, because they do not cover Ayush to the least part. There are some educational private channels, which as an academic program does include Ayush. Like, for example, many colleges have internet radios of their own now, and they do follow, like as a part of their academic curriculum, sometimes allopathic, sometimes homeopathic and other medications. But sometimes it is also important that they also highlight on the Ayush medication. But the private channels, which are extremely popular and more popular than Akashvani in the sense in the urban areas, has very little coverage on Ayush. This is where I think as a platform, we need to reach them. We need to make them understand, request them or collaborate with them, provide them with the expertise and stuff, and run a few programs. And once they run a few programs, based on my experience with Akashvani, this will be extremely popular. This will be way more popular than the Akashvani programs, because urban people do not get to hear about these medicinal plants and stuff. And wherever I have delivered lecture, I have always received positive responses from the people, and they want to know about medicinal plants and this medicinal plant-based treatment and Ayurveda. Like if there are small things, you are coughing and you're sneezing, cold, and there are household based simple treatments that you can do, the kathas you can prepare at home, it saves people money, and they are able to deal with it more effectively and efficiently in having medication. So with this, I'll conclude to say that broadcast has a huge future in this country and abroad. Broadcast does have an aspect of coverage of Ayurveda in the government channel, but it is very limited in the private channels. We need to work towards with these private channels to make them understand and come out with Ayush programs so that we can make it more popular. The more people hear it, the more people listen to it, the more people are exposed to it, there will be more and much more interest down the line. So with this, I conclude my presentation here. Thank you, Professor Sharma, for giving me this opportunity. I was quite sick yesterday, and but with your blessings, I am feeling much better. Thank you so much for inviting me to this platform.
Thank you very much. Really, thank you. Sekhaji, I am proud of you that after having some sickness also, really, you are great.